All right, now off to Tottenham versus Newcastle. 4-1. They should have at least walked away with a nice clean sheet. That would have been
It
beautiful.
would have been nice for my fantasy, yeah, but so I knew it was gonna be a high scoring game. I just didn't know it was gonna be this disjointed, I guess you can say. I had Tottenham as a favorites, but you never know with Newcastle. They're literally pulling off the impossible against some of the best teams in the world, with them being in the Champions League. But they did just lose 3-0 to Everton, which Everton been in.
Which is alarming because Everton is not the best team in the EPL.
But they're doing good.
You're doing good.
They would
But
be in
my opinion, they're doing good because they're forced to after having those point deductions.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the point deduction, they'll be in like 9th or 10th place right now.
Yeah, they've had a few clean sheets back to back to back. Kind of wild. Hope you're liking our video so far. Like, share, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Kind of crazy, man. A lot of people were talking trash about Pickford, and now he's over here keeping these clean sheets. And Sean Dice is doing his thing over there, man. But as far as Newcastle and Tottenham go, best time to face Newcastle. They're depleted with injuries. They're playing games back to back to back. The past 5 games, they had the same exact starting lineup, and they barely have any subs to bring on. You know, they have their starting goalie gone for the pretty much almost the whole season.
Yeah.
Dubravka, I just heard that they've been hiding his shoulder injury. Now they're looking for a new keeper in January because Dubravka now is kind of injured.
Damn, that's tough. Yeah, they're gonna have to go get my boy
De Gea,
De Gea.
Ramsdale on loan.
Yo, that's a good one. That he can do that. I feel like Newcastle should go into the market. That's a great one. If I was Newcastle, I'll go get Ramsdale on a loan.
Would Arsenal do that though against someone that's pushing for the top 4?
Hey, I mean, if you're not gonna let the guy play, let him go.
Oof.
Don't keep him hostage. You know, and I think they should go get Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Some guy that can come in, get a confidence booster, getting more game time, maybe even playing better. Because they need him right now.
They can actually get him on the cheap because he hasn't played all season.
He hasn't.
Get him for like 30 mil.
And Pep already admitted that he pretty much hinted that he's gonna go.
Yeah.
He said that he hasn't treated him right. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't deserve what he's done to him. But hey,
he said, I vision the squad, and sometimes I just see something and I don't see Calvin. I'm so sorry. And when you go buy a player, you usually look at the player and see if he fits into your vision, into the future of the squad. And it's like, you knew Rodri was going to play every game. Why? What happened there?
They bought him as a backup, and clearly he wasn't even the backup. They had John Stones ahead of him, too.
He's not even the backup to the backup. If Rodri's out, not even, before Kovacic and Nunes comes in, John Stones going. If John Stones is out, Akanji is now going into that spot. So it's like a slap in the face for the guy. But if he goes to Newcastle, Leeds plays that style of play where they're just bombing forward, up and down, counterattack. I think this would really fit Newcastle and Calvin Phillips because Calvin Phillips he has the legs to run, but he can sit back and control a little bit more and be that break up the play defensively because they really don't have someone that breaks up play. I know they have aggressive play like Guimaraes and Joe Linton, but they're not really break the play players.
They can even get him on loan too if they want until Tonali comes back. Because once Tonali comes back, obviously he's not starting over Tonali.
Yeah, plus you got Willock and you got Longstaff. You got all these bench players.
Yeah,
it might be a better loan. So yeah, De Gea or Ramsdale
got some good options.
Yeah,
I think those are the best purchases to get those guys that are vulnerable right now. They need game time. They want to play because a guy like Calvin Phillips needs to play in order to get selected to the England squad, which I think is. A long stretch, but it's still worth, trying.
Hey, especially if Newcastle can pull off the miracle and beat AC Milan and get some results to go their way and advance in the Champions League in the January transfer window, you're going to have that pull like, hey, we're in the Champions League. We want you to come compete with us and push forward. Or even if they make it to Europa League in 3rd place, still the same type of pull.
They still need firepower.
Exactly. So Newcastle could make some surprise signings, and it looks like they might have to with this 4-1 loss to Tottenham.
Yeah, they definitely need something because from the start to the end, they just look sluggish.
Yeah.
You know, you can just tell the energy wasn't there. Everybody was tired. It just seemed like Tottenham were able to like run circles around them. Son had a field day against Trippier.
Bro, Sunday was Son's day.
Yeah,
That
you're
was
not
dry.
lying.
That was kind of
It was
dry.
kind of crazy. We might have to cut that one out. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Wow. Nah, I'm messing with you. That's cool though. But yeah, Son had a field day out there, providing assists, runs, forcing players to, tackle him because he's just a threat throughout the whole game, scoring goals. Great display from Son. And, other people would say before the season that Son can't do it on his own. I'm going to keep coming at you every chance I get.
Keep coming, man.
Son,
Listen,
keep scoring.
all I can say,
Great player.
this guy he had a phenomenal game. And is having a really good season. I really didn't see that coming with the best striker in the world at the time, Harry Kane, leaving the club because it looked like he was carrying the team. But Son is really stepping up in where Tottenham needs him to, especially with their injuries. And congrats to him, fair play, because Richarlison's not really stepping up like that where he needs to produce goals, and Son is. He's the captain. He's scoring penalties.
Richarlison did good.
He did good today. Yeah.
Yeah.
He scored 2 goals. Son, 2 assists and a goal. I don't know a player on Spurs that had a bad game, but I say that to say this: was it Spurs really playing so well, or were they just playing a Newcastle team that was really depleted that most teams would have played well against?
Honestly, even if Newcastle were probably at their best, it's still going to be a difficult task. Tottenham would find a way to still play well. That high line is just difficult to play. What else can I say?
Because Tottenham were on a run of bad form.
They were.
And they switched it up.
They were on bad form like when it comes to like
Results,
exactly.
Right.
The results weren't the best, but the quality of play, that was never the question. They always produce those games, and you could almost taste like, all right, yeah, they're gonna come and get a win soon.
Right.
So I think is well deserved, and yeah, Newcastle, given their circumstance right now with injuries and the amount of games they're playing, they're just coming back from playing a game, recently in the Premier League, but everyone did. Yeah. So we can't really, I don't want to give them too many excuses, but
Champions League,
yeah, it's tough. I don't know, just Tottenham just look great, man. Every week they play, they're like the team to play right now.
Yeah.
If you're anyone in the Premier League, you probably don't want to play them.
Yeah, because I can't say that they're unpredictable because you know what they're going to do. You know how they're going to play. It's just, can you manage what they're going to bring to the table? Can you manage your doggy playing left attacking mid many points throughout the game? Can you manage Pedro Porro running down that wing and putting in
Pedro
crazy...
Porro, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see how Emerson starts over him.
I don't know how he even comes off the bench.
Yeah, if
for a rest or something.
Yeah, a rest or something, but I know what you're getting at. Yo, it's tough right now. Pedro Porro, one of the best right backs in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, especially, man, football's changed since we've grown up because, it'll be 1 or 2 or 3 like Cafu, Danny Alves type of right backs, and then the rest are proper traditional right backs. But now it's like everybody is Trent and Pedro Porro and Trippier.
There's a lot of options.
A lot of players that just play this progressive. They're more of a right midfielder than a right back, and pretty cool to see how things are forming. But yeah, Tottenham just they did their thing, man. Son, for me, it looked like Son take the ball and take your guy 1-on-1. We saw the mistakes Trippier made against Everton, shocking. And he said, hey, he looks tired, he looks fatigued, mentally and physically, and so does everybody else on Newcastle. Take it at them, bury them early. And that's how we score. That's how they scored 2 goals in the first half.
Yeah, and the best chance they've had was the one with Gordon when he passed the ball to actually there's two chances. That one when he passed the ball to Isaac Davies, cleared it out, and the one with Miggy. Man, Miggy got to get his foot behind that, man.
Yeah, you got to strike it.
That's especially given how the game was played. When you get those chances, man, it's a one and done.
Because could you imagine if Isaac scores that goal, the tide could change. You know, that could be what Newcastle needs. Because you saw what they did against PSG. They scored that goal, and they could have scored. They could have, got that win if it wasn't for that PK.
Yeah,
they did well, but fair play to both squads. I mean, in the second half, I think Newcastle they worked hard in the first 10 minutes. But it's just something that you can't really deal with if you're just having too much fatigue, man. It's just too many games, same players playing over and over, and not enough subs. And it comes down to the style of play,
more
too.
Injuries.
More injuries now. I mean, it was good to see Callum Wilson come back and get 30 minutes on the pitch. Longstaff back from injury. So it looks like some people are coming back, but this team really needs to get managed really well. So Eddie Howe has a big task on his hands because if anybody goes down, they're going to be done. Trippier's out for the next game with the suspension against Fulham, who's, been scoring like crazy. So
that'll be an easier game to manage, but given the time, Fulham could feel like they can go and get a result.
You have AC Milan on Wednesday, and at the weekend you have Fulham, a team who scored 10 goals in the past 2 games. And your defense is already kind of depleted. So at the end of the day, sad to see, but you can see it. They're gassed, and they might be coming down to the style of play where in the beginning of the season they're just running. No one can keep up with them. You make too many short sprint runs and, running for too long, these hamstring injuries are going to pick up, these thigh injuries, these calf muscles.
Yeah, but then again, Tottenham, they run through people all day, every day.
But you see the injuries they're picking up too.
It is true.
And Van, Madison, Richarlison just coming back. So it goes both ways, just, the luck of the draw.
Yeah. So I have it right here. You believe Chelsea beat Tottenham 4-1 this season, and then you have Newcastle beat Chelsea 4-1, and then now you have Tottenham beating Newcastle 4-1.
That's
Spider-Man meme, man.
I mean,
it's
crazy. I mean,
how does that even work out? I mean, Chelsea, I understand they were down
9 men. Tottenham.
Yeah. Newcastle 4-1 to Chelsea. That makes a lot of sense because Chelsea's buns.
Chelsea just had
now.
That was the worst performance I've seen Chelsea all season.
Yeah.
It just came out with no energy. And then with Tottenham beating Newcastle, Newcastle bunch of injuries and just tired, man. I saw Lewis Miley in the 70th minute, literally struggling to pick up his legs and track back. I mean, and the guy's 17 years old. His body's still growing, and now he's playing, almost 500 minutes in the span of 3 weeks.
Growing, not growing. Bro, growing up, we used to play a lot. Tell me not, bro. We used to play a lot, man. It didn't matter if we
wasn't running 10 miles a game, though.
Probably not, but, I mean, I was running a lot at least, Brown on weekdays, weekends in the summertime, or, practice with Bayside, games, we were doing a lot, bro.
Yeah, we were doing both.
But not I guess,
we wasn't training every day.
Yeah, but he has
all these
more energy versus the senior players. Senior players have more experience. But as far as stamina, it's got to be him. When he was playing, I felt like he had the most energy throughout the whole game. But then towards the end, you can see it showed.
Just legs, yeah.
But, disappointing result. But, like I said, given the circumstance, I understand why. If it's a more healthy Newcastle, maybe it's a different game, closer match. But now Tottenham, where do they place right now? They're in 4th, right?
No, Man City's in 4th. They're in 5th. They're 3 points off of City, I believe.
Okay, not far. So, top 4, obviously, still a chance. It's anybody's game.
Yo, it's spicy, man. That top 4 is really spicy. I mean, we just got to distinguish. Is this the real Spurs that we're going to expect to see every match? Or is just, like I said, it's just because is it Newcastle that was a little depleted? But I think we came to the conclusion that this is the real Spurs. This is the identity they have. This is how they've been playing all season. 9 men, 10 men, 11 men. Doesn't matter. This is how they play, and this is how they're going to roll. Top 4, I think they're just going to miss out, man. I think Aston Villa really looks
Ooh,
really
that's
good.
tough. I think Tottenham get it before our Aston Villa.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a funny feeling, man. I think as far as like watching, I'd rather watch Tottenham play. They seem more exciting, and they seem like they can get it done.
Because Aston Villa did beat Tottenham already.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Now you're gonna have Mickey van de Ven coming back soon, James Madison coming back soon. You know, if they could get these injuries settled, I think they can make top 4. They're one of the best teams in the Premier League right now, and
Yeah, definitely one of the most entertaining, but they do have a mistake out of them coming out the back. Could cause some problems against these
every
top
game.
teams.
It's every game.
Every game, and Aston Villa don't have that problem. But either way, it doesn't matter. You know, it comes down to the result. Who has the most goals at the end of the game? Who has the most points at the end of the year? And
We're gonna see.
we're almost at the halfway point.
Yeah.
Next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it will be the halfway point. So we'll come back and see our top 4 predictions and maybe make some new ones. But congrats to Tottenham. It looks like they needed this win, and Newcastle need to get out of this rut because it could really severely deter them going lower than 7th.
Yeah, now, them playing in the Champions League this season, the expectations are to make it back.
Because look what they did last year.
Exactly.
They made the top
but,
4.
like I said, you got players that's out, players that are suspended. They're going to be the team to come short, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hopefully they can make Conference League or Europa League at least, but we'll have to see what they do in January, man, because it's going to be pivotal for them to get some reinforcements.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something, without a doubt.
And that's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.